live. Oh, nice. Hi, Jeannie. Wow. Okay. Hi, Amanda. Okay, it's gonna be a good one. You guys are here for it. Hi, Kim. What's up? Hello. When are the seals coming up? They're 6th, numero 6. Are you guys listening to Orville Peck? I can't stop listening to this Orville Peck dude who's like does country music. It sort of sounds like Johnny Cash, sometimes sounds like Elvis, but it's like gay cowboy music. He's currently starring in Cabaret on Broadway, but he's... Ooh, happy birthday, Regina. Okay. Where am I from? I'm from New Jersey. Yeah, okay, so Orville Peck, been listening to it multiple times a day for like more than a few weeks. Hate to even admit how many times I've listened to his albums. He always wears a mask, sometimes with a lot of fringe, some with sequins. It's like his gimmick. I think he was on Broadway, or was an aspiring Broadway singer for a long time, and then decided like Broadway ain't for me. It doesn't want me. So he started doing country songs, and now he's on Broadway. And his country songs are amazing. Yeah, he does. Let's see. Oh, hey, Stephanie. Hi. God, I love that you guys are so loyal. Maniacs. So, let's see. What do I want to say about this live? It was actually supposed to be last Wednesday. I don't know if anyone keeps track or cares, but I had like a family thing happening. It's like sandwich generation stuff. My parents are getting older. My dad's in his 80s. It's like all happening here. I think probably a bunch of you have gone through it, or if you haven't, you will eventually. It sucks. So I had to real quick sort of ditch the last week's live. Oh, also Veronica couldn't do it because she had jury duty and got picked to serve on the jury. It just wasn't happening. So cool thing about this company, we're just 3 people, and we are sort of like nimble enough that we can make changes quickly and easily without too many people being affected. And, you know, we're just doing what we can do. Yeah, it's rough taking care of parents. It's rough taking care of parents plus taking care of little kids at the same time. It's okay. It's okay. My sister and I are just trying to navigate it together. Thank God for sisters, you know. Okay, so I'm back. We got 86 people in the room. Usually when I get to 100 people in the room, I get started. So let's talk about the rules of the live. I've got 45 pieces here. The prices are fixed. I'll let you know the price. If you see something you want to buy, you're going to comment invoice, whatever it is. Like the first thing on the list is this great 9-carat chain with a coral clasp. My parents live in Maine, by the way, Gloria. So I'm going to tell you the prices and all about this piece. If you want to buy it, you can say invoice, coral clasp chain, and Veronica will DM you a link that you can follow to get to a checkout page on our website. Put in your credit card info, buy the thing, and that's how you win the thing, okay? Check your DMs. That's where you're going to be able to claim your your piece. Some people do it with like a laptop open and a phone, so you can like watch me on the phone and check out on your laptop, or just leave the live and go check out on your phone and then come back. Invoice Coral. Get out of here. Astrid81. I mean, it is great. It's a great coral clasp. But I'll tell you about it when it starts. Shipping is $20 flat within the US. We ship through UPS. We insure everything, and $20 is just to like cover a little bit of our costs. It's actually, we're losing a little money on the shipping. We're just trying to help offset it with your $20. If you're abroad in Europe or something, we're going to add $20 anyway, and we'll talk to you after the show to talk about what extra shipping costs we might be charging you, depending on where you are. All sales are final, so make sure you like the thing before you put your credit card in. Try to minimize returns here. That's one of our rules. We have many reasons for it. Try to respect it. Of course, if something is like arrives and it's broken, or it's totally different than I said it was, or if like you bring it to a jeweler and they're like, this thing is not gold. Well, that wouldn't happen. We are jewelers, we know it's gold. But what I mean is, if it's wildly different than what you thought it was, we're not like monsters. Let us know. You're like, don't want the thing anymore. But try to like, it seems like every time we do an Instagram live, we get an email like 30 seconds after someone buys the thing that's like, I'm sorry, I actually regret that. Can I return it? And we're like, don't check out if you don't want the thing. Okay. What else, Veronica? Oh yeah, the DM will be coming from Veronica, her handle is Rhinestone Cowgirl. And what am I forgetting?
Something to note that has been a bit of an issue the last few lives is sometimes our comments appear differently than theirs will.
Yeah, you've probably seen this on other lives. If you think you were the first one to claim to ask for an invoice on the piece and you didn't get an invoice, or you tried to check out and you saw like this page does not exist, and that means someone else paid before you, I'm sorry. Instagram is an imperfect system, and we don't see comments in the same order that you see them, weirdly. That's not the only thing wrong with Instagram. It's run by idiots. But that's a conversation for another time. Okay. Right now, Instagram is the platform for this, and we're looking for some ways to exit, but man, Instagram still has power for us. So, okay. There's 103 people in the room. Let's party. I wanted to show you first what I do. I do this actually every day before I start working in my office, which is sort of like my safe space. If anyone else has like toddlers, you know that working at home can be really insane. So this office I have, which is not in my home, is a safe, sort of like my happy place. I hate that phrase, but so every time I come into work, I light a little bit of it's rosemary. It's just dried rosemary from my garden, which is an herb that is very powerfully cleansing, which is what we're doing here. It smells great, and like instantly you feel like whatever bad vibes you're bringing into work kind of gets like washed away in the smoke. But I also use it to, let's see. Oh, wow. Looks like the format that Instagram uses changed a little bit. Weird. Anyway, it's sort of like the concept of smudging. Smoke is very cleansing. And I do it to the jewelry too, a couple times. Before I sell it, while I'm organizing it here, after I clean it, and then again like after the show before it comes to you. So anyway, rosemary, my favorite incense, and really good for dissipating bad energy. It sort of like instantly works, I'm telling you. Okay, so let's get started. This chain, I made it, okay? Well, I didn't make it, but I put two elements together. One is this coral clasp. I have like so much interesting information that came with this clasp. And the information came in the form of a hallmark. Sometimes that's all you need. So in my notes, first I was like, there's a crazy hallmark. It looks like a dick and balls. I mean, tell me if you agree. But do you see it? By the way, this piece is $1,500. Okay, so I found out this is actually a really famous Italian maker named Torre del Greco. I don't know how to pronounce things in Italian. The chain is 16 inches and the chain is 9 carat. The chain is like maybe 50 years later than the clasp. The clasp is probably like 1860. Grand Tour from Naples. This guy started a workshop in Naples to serve the tourist market. Okay, it's sold, says Veronica. Okay, but let me tell you about it anyway. This guy was a master goldsmith. His name was Giovanni Appa. Right at the foot of Mount Vesuvius was his workshop, and he was one of the really master coral workers. He did a lot of cameos and intaglios, and this coral probably came by the nearby Mediterranean Sea. One great thing is there's like a curve to the clasp to fit. I mean, it was probably a bracelet clasp, but to sit on the curve of your wrist or the curve of your neck. I mean, everything was considered there. Beautiful. Anyway, it's sold. The clasp is in I tested it. It's all in 9 carat. Great chain. Okay. Oh, the second one, this guy's $375. So, basically extremely inexpensive. It's something called a perpetual calendar. People have made these. This one's from around 1900, I'd say. It's just brass. It's just like gold-plated metal and enamel. And this one's a little on the later side of when they were made. It's Edwardian, maybe 1900, 1910. But it actually still works. You can see what day of the week is, honestly, I really don't know how to use it. I'm not going to lie. I've seen these in many forms, but never one so sort of mass-produced for inexpensive materials. I've seen them in like high carat gold with engraving, with the planets and like the, incredible. This one was more like beginning of the 20th century for like a sort of everyman's watch fob. $375. And you spin it to figure out, the day of the month. You line it up with what day it actually is, I think. How do I tell plated versus solid gold pieces? I actually just answered this question on a DM. So at this point, I've handled so much jewelry from the 18th and 19th and 20th centuries that I don't want to toot my own horn, but I can pretty much look at a piece and tell from the context and the color and the craftsmanship what carat the gold is. I'm at that point. So like, let me see, how do I explain it? 15 karat is more buttery. It's a little more like, it's like my eyes are seeing things that I can't put into words. It's like a little more reflective and orange, I would say. 20th century, like if I'm seeing a charm that I know is from the 20th century, like charm bracelet, and it's probably American, I kind of know 14 karat. 14 karat's also a little more like greenish. It's hard to put this stuff into words. And then I'm looking at something that's metal. This isn't plated or anything. It's just like brassy metal. It's got like a duller, there's not a lot of shine, and it looks brassy. And you can always do a sniff test to see if it's metal. Even gold plate will smell a little bit like pocket change, a little. Sniff, use your sniffer. And when it comes to gold plate, how can I tell? Is this making sense? Okay, so like this, it's gold plated, maybe a thin layer of plate. You can see at the seams, there's like a slightly dark shadow of where the moving parts have rubbed off the plate. So there's like a little darkness in there. Gold doesn't do that. Yeah, it's a sensual art. And then a lot of it is context. Like this, I know it's French. I got it from a French dealer, and it's just got that French gold look about it. I don't know how to explain that, but French 19th century jewelry, only 18 karat. They didn't do anything like, they didn't F with the 9 karat. What else? And if there is something that I just can't tell if it's plated or not, I will, thanks Paige. Thank you. I do have an acid tester that I use, and you have to use your gold piece, almost like a little pencil, and like draw a little mark of gold to see that if that acid eats away at the gold. And I find an inconspicuous place and go deeper than a gold plate would be to get to whatever the base metal might be. I try to use a really inconspicuous part, and then you can tell. The acid will tell you in the end. In this group of 45, I probably acid tested 3 things just for total reassurance, and my hunch was correct on all of them. Tooting my own horn. Okay, next, I imagine that calendar is sold.
Not yet.
Okay, so
there's a few invoices out, but
yeah, sure. Okay, so the next one is, just got back from the jeweler. This had to be repaired. This is a freaking amazing agate mosaic box from the Georgian or early Victorian period. It's $750, and this is just brass. It's not gold, but the precious part is really this. See, there's like a malachite square in the middle. There's sparkly goldstone. The bottom is like striped carnelian. And you would open it up and put your patches in here. Patches were basically like zit stickers from the 19th century. They were sometimes leather. They were sometimes felt. I've heard about people making them out of mouse skin because it's so fine and thin. And you basically glue it onto probably like a smallpox scar or something like that, not a zit. But it ended up being a really decorative thing. Anyway, you'd keep them in here. Also might be a snuff box, but I think it was actually a patch box. That agate work later was sort of co-opted by the Scottish Victorian style of jewelry, of these multicolored agates. But it's a great, can you see the glitter in there? Yeah, it's good. And it's on a flat piece of dark agate. It's old. It's in great shape. I'd say 1830. And it had popped out of the box, was really warped, and this wasn't fitting in there, so we had to reshape the whole top. It was a lot of work. Not really making any money on that, but boxes are so special. Let's see. Oh, okay. Next up is you guys know I love a Stanhope. Stanhope is I think it's a guy. The name Stanhope. Let's see if you can see it in here. Let me make sure I'm looking in the right way. This dude, sometime in the 1800s, a little earlier than you'd think, invented this little tiny lens that you can look through, and I love when you can actually get it. You can see a miniature image in there. Sorry if anyone's getting seasick there. Can you see that? It's a tiny black and white photograph, kind of hard to see, but this was a tourist piece, okay? We're asking $750. It's also a hazelnut, okay? This would have been a novelty thing. And here's the crazy part. You turn it and it's a freaking pencil that still has lead in it and you can write with it, all right? WTF. Probably this wasn't really used as a pencil very much. This is just a novelty, like talking. It's like something to talk to your friends about. But inside it says, a memory of Lugano. It's got Mount Generoso. It's got 6 or 7 tourist sites, mountains, bays. Turns out this was a place in Switzerland that was sort of a destination on the Grand Tour in the 19th century. If you were on the Grand Tour and you were going to Switzerland, you were going to some of these sites, and this was a souvenir you could bring back from your Grand Tour. Okay, someone bought it. And the enamel calendar is sold too, right? Okay.
Yeah.
We're skipping. There was a ring that I'm calling 1907 ring, which has been misplaced. So that doesn't happen very much. And I know I'm going to find it because I've never lost a piece of jewelry yet. I'm going to skip that one though. Okay, whoever's waiting for the days of the week fob, here we are. I use this as an example to show you what metal, we call it metal. It's some sort of brass alloy. There's no gold in here. It's just brass. This would have been on someone's desk, or I guess you could keep it on a fob, on a watch chain too. $1,200. Lindsay and I bought this in like a field last time we were in England, in the suburbs. So check it out. It's got 7 fobs. Each one of them is a day of the week. Monday, example. And I'm pretty sure this is glass. Even though this looks like bloodstone, green with red spots, it is, I don't think it is, well, okay, not to be gross, but one of the ways to figure out if something's stone or glass is like tap it against your teeth. And everyone knows what glass on your teeth feels like. It's sort of like a high-pitched, I think it's glass. 7 days of the week. And one of the weirdest things about it is one of them still has a whole bunch of wax crusted on it. I'm just leaving it. You can pry it off, clean it off if you want. I just thought it was so interesting that the last time someone used this, their wax wasn't hot enough or something like that. And it's still there, green and red. This is a great old split ring that it's on too. So split rings are one of the most useful little pieces of hardware. Anyway, it's big. Check it out. $1,200, 1840, I'd say, is the date on that. Okay, next, I got a French piece for you. It's an eagle claw holding a garnet. A nice old garnet. It's an 18 karat gold, and I don't know, made around 1900, 1890. This was probably once a stick pin, just like that, but it was transformed into a claw. So $750, by the way. So there's no hallmark on it. Garnet is in silver to make it look even more red. And the eagle, the claw, think about the attributes of an eagle. It symbolizes strength, sovereignty, vision. So a claw grasping a gem is sort of representing control over something precious, like power held tightly, let's say. Nice French gold work there. Sold. Sold, baby. Oh, yeah. Okay. I love to put in a couple hair work pieces, 1 or 2, whenever I can find them. I washed these really well. I washed them as carefully as I could in super hot, like boiling water with dish soap to get all of the, like, I don't know, whatever, hair is such a human kind of substance. This is $450, by the way. So this is supposed to be an anchor, which in the 19th century was a symbol of hope. It's got these gold points. One of them is missing. There's a little heart. This hair is gray, obviously from someone older. And then 2 acorns, which also represent hope, but more of a sort of optimistic hope, potential, let's say, is what acorns are. How did they not fall apart while I was cleaning them? Well, at one point I thought that it was going to separate from the cap because I saw that whatever glue was used was probably animal glue, like rabbit skin glue, or, there weren't really like synthetic epoxies back then, I don't think. So the glue got a little soft, and then I was like, oh man, I killed it. Washing it was a bad idea. But everything turned out great. I don't think, I didn't test the gold on here. Just, it's $450. I didn't feel like it was worth it. I just priced it low as if it wasn't gold, but this could well be 9-karat gold, possibly American. Sold, right?
Yeah.
Okay, oh, these are cool. I got these from my girl, Kitty Verity, who I think you guys all know and love. They're mother of pearl birds. So here's the thing about what I think these would have been about. They're sort of like femme, right? They've got that rainbowish sheen to mother of pearl, which comes from a shell. It's not actually pearl, it's from a shell. It's Edwardian. And I think this might have actually been taken from another piece of jewelry because you can see there's old lines of engraving on the back, but that's neither here nor there. $750. Yeah, it's this luster is sort of restrained rather than wearing something really glittery. I think mother of pearl in the Edwardian period was sort of the modest, demure kind of thing that respectable women wore during the daytime. So not too showy, daytime wear, Pearl, mother of pearl is sort of a gentle protector of, it's from a shell that's protecting a bivalve in the shell, like a pearl inside. It's maternal, a maternal object. 10-karat ear wires, which are new, but just like so softly femme right here. Mother's Day vibes, Speaking of birds, this thing had so many comments in the DMs. It's about 1 inch long, wingtip to wingtip. It's 15-karat gold. It's a swallow, which we know by its forked tail. And I feel like in the 20th century, especially around World War II, this was like a sailor tattoo. Sailors had swallows tattooed all over them in bright colors because the swallow was a symbol of homecoming, especially for sailors at sea. I think they're the birds that fly the farthest from land. So if you're on like a boat that's been at sea for months or whatever, and you see a swallow, you're close to home. It's like the first harbinger of home. And they're also one of the first signs of spring. Safe journey, safe passage, safe journey home. It's full of pearls. It's, yeah, more Mother's Day vibes right here. $700, which is a pretty great price for a 15 karat. Oh, sold? Oh, the mother of pearl, the birdies are sold?
Yeah, birds just sold. And I'm working my way through the invoice list for the swallow.
Okay, do you need a second?
Okay.
Okay. The next one is a super a little out of my wheelhouse because it's mid 20th century, probably 1950. It's a toaster. It's a 14 karat gold toaster, and the toast pops up. It's just like ridiculous little thing. $650. Yeah, it works kind of like a real toaster. Oh, if anyone's wondering about this like weird stain on my finger, that's an acid burn from my acid tester. I, for some reason, refuse to wear gloves, like, latex gloves, or take any precautions when I use acid. And ruined a bunch of clothing that way because it'll like eat right through your clothes or bleach black clothes. But I just got too much to do. I can't stop, So you don't realize when you get acid on your skin. Sometimes you'll feel something a little spicy on your skin, but after a day it turns this like weird iodine color, and then after another day it kind of like blisters a little bit. It's fine. Just don't get it in your eye, but yeah, it's just fine. Yeah, I've got like acid stains all over my desk too. No big deal. Okay, this one, can you see the like opalescence here? Let me see if I can get you a better view. This is a stone called chalcedony. It's spelled C-H-A-L. It looks like it's pronounced chalcedony, which is what I thought it was called for a long time. It's actually chalcedony. This is like the mount is 18 karat gold. This is just like pure Georgian neoclassical vibes. An amazing price, $750. It's on loan from a friend who a lot of you guys know. I had this interesting thing happen where, I don't know, I'm not going to name any names or anything, but last time I was with a bunch of my overseas friends in New York, some overseas dealers. It was right around that tariff time, and they were kind of freaked out that they might not be able to come back to New York and sell stuff. So a lot of people left things with me. They're like, I'm going back to London tomorrow. Why don't you keep a few things and you're safe and see if you can sell them? Because they're like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to import this with like a whatever % tariff. We've got to do everything totally legally and insure our stuff and declare our stuff. And they're like, anyway, so I got some really interesting things on loan from people who are like motivated to sell. Of course, I'm not going to sell anything that I would not endorse or buy. This thing's amazing. It's a goddess. I'm not sure which goddess it is. It's size...
She's sold.
Sold already. Okay, well, it's a size 8, and I can slightly resize it for you. If you recognize the goddess, let me know. 18 karat split shank, like amazing deal, $750. It does have one internal crack, just so you know. It's not like, it's almost impossible to see. Oh, yeah, you can sort of see it's running right across the middle. That is not all the way through the stone. It's like inside the stone. So it's a flaw in the stone, I think. It doesn't come all the way to the back either. No crack. Okay, so yeah, amazing deal, right? Should have charged more. Did the Days of the Week piece sell? Or
yes.
Something? Okay. Anything else? I saw something else come in. Whatever. Okay. Oh yeah. This is a cool thing. Everyone knows about, like, this is not Fabergé. Let me just tell you. And the price, $12.50. It's sodalite. Sodalite is a stone that looks a lot like lapis, but it's not. It's sodalite. And I think rock crystal sandwiched in between. Pearls, 10 karat gold, Edwardian. So this probably was a little bit of a nod to the Fabergé people. That point in time was kind of wrapping up. What was it, 1910? When did the royals all get sort of like, executed? Anyway, eggs are a universal symbol of spring, fertility, possibility. I feel like this is my mom's Mother's Day present. If none of you guys, it's Fabergé. If no one buys this, my mom's taking this home. It's fabulous. This is like Titanic style stuff. $12.50. What else do I have to say about this? Yeah, sodalite is a cool stone. It may look like lapis in the video, but it's... How can I even put it? It's different. It's awesome. Let's see. It's also got a lot of good archaeological revival kind of details at the top. Let's see. Next one should be a pretty easy and quick guy. This is $495. I've had some in the past, but then I had a hard time finding any more. This is a Queen Elizabeth I penny, silver penny. We're talking about the Elizabethan era here, like Shakespeare era. So this coin was minted sometime between 1561 and 1577. Do you see her? I mean, that's so Elizabethan looking. She's got the crown. She's got the giant ruff. It's a super flat coin. It was minted by someone at the Tower of London smashing a little piece of silver in between two giant metal die. And I drilled the hole. That's Queen Elizabeth's crest right there. $4.95. I know, mind-blowing. My 6-year-old son, claimed the last one I had. It's in his little jewelry box, but dude, it's so freaking cool. I believe that also there's a little symbol up here that lets you know who the minter was. I think it tells us something about where it was minted, when it was minted, or who did the minting. I'm sorry. I know a lot about Roman coins right now. And I know I've read about this, but that's about as much as I can give you right now. Queen Elizabeth sort of really helped invent the English culture as we know it today. $4.95. What else do I want to say? Oh my God, I wrote like a whole essay about it. If you want, if you buy it, you'll get my essay about how she was like the mother of the Church of England, even though she was known as the Virgin Queen. Nobody knows if she was really like pure in that way, but she never had children. So that's what you considered to be a virgin back then. But she had a lot of association with motherhood and maternity, and she was like the mother of the Church of England, the mother of England. Really interesting. I think to get credit as a ruler, she had to call on the motherhood thing to legitimize herself. Fascinating stuff. If anyone saw the Tudor exhibit at the Met a couple years ago, I mean, I feel like there was like my life before that Tudor exhibit and my life after that Tudor exhibit. And I have the catalog right here. Freaking incredible. I mean, just the book. I read this book through like it's a novel. Okay, so I'm going to move on. This one is something that is like, I don't think I have had anything like this. It's just like not something I normally go for, but this piece really, I was feeling it. It's a Navajo piece made for the American, like, white people tourist market in the 1940s. So I think everyone's familiar with, like, Southwestern Native American jewelry or Navajo jewelry. There's a lot of, like, air quotes here. This probably was made by Navajo craftsmen. And in the 1940s, there was a lot of, like, actual, like, ritual Navajo jewelry still made. But there was the whole other industry made for the whiteys who are coming through, especially on train lines to tourist destinations like the Grand Canyon. And they, just like during the Grand Tour in the 18th and 19th centuries, when the Italians were like, oh, these rich English kids want, like, neoclassical coral. Let's make them neoclassical coral, you know? It was a little bit like that. They were like, okay, these kids coming to the Grand Canyon want silver jewelry that's pretty lightweight, that's, you know, it's got some Navajo-ish inspired designs. You're asking me the size? Yeah, it's $750. The size is, oh, I didn't write it down. Let me check. Size 10. So this is, like, on the larger side. The cool thing that I like about this ring is that the stone is a fossil. It's some sort of agatized coral or something or other. I don't often, I mean, whenever I see anything that's fossils in jewelry, I get extremely excited. So that's what I'm really loving about this. Sterling silver, World War II era fossil Navajo ring. Also just pretty dynamic, you know? A dude could definitely wear this. Size 10 is, yeah, and it's, like, masculine enough to go truly either way. So the stone is, like, yeah, we've got brown, we've got some sort of agatized shell in there. Radical. Okay, this is another piece for dudes or women or whoever you are. Anyone wear anything you want. But inside the box, they're cufflinks, baby, and they're operculum. I love a piece of operculum. It's a snail. It's the valve of a snail. I don't know what the valve does, but I'm asking $825 for these guys. They're in the original box. They're from Germany, Berlin. And I really don't know how to date this. I don't know that much about German jewelry. Does Berlin W mean West Berlin? Someone knows more about this than me. I know you do. So the way you would make this work is you would have a men's shirt that has gardening problems. You know, it doesn't have a button. It just has two open buttonholes. You take two of these guys, and here's the connecting piece. It's a little clip. So you take the two pieces that you feel like wearing that day. Regina, this piece is $825 in the box. Yeah, it would make great buttons too. Yeah, you add your two little pieces on and you use it to connect your cuffs. So weird, especially because operculum, which was also known as Eye of Shiva or cat's eye, and it has a kind of like otherworldly look. It's swirly. It's very like organic looking. I think in the Middle Ages, they used to think this was a magical stone because it's rare. These come from like Fiji and the South Pacific, Polynesia, you know, and it was when people really started traveling all around the world easily that operculum became popular in jewelry in the West. Okay, operculum cufflinks. For all of you guys who are always like, do you have any cufflinks? I'm looking for cufflinks for my husband. I'm like 99% of the time, no, because cufflinks I find to be like pretty boring. But when I find a great pair of cufflinks, you know I'm gonna get them. Okay, oh, here we go. This one's an easy, scarab beetles, guys. I never find them in gold. I found a couple things recently in brass, but not in gold. These are all solid gold. We got I'd say 8 or 9 carat mountings, and then a 14 carat chain. $2,200 for these guys. Yeah. It's 15 inches long. All the beetles are perfect. Not a chip, not a flaw. And they're from the 1880s, from one of the Egyptian revival movements. It's so easily wearable. And it's not easy to find these guys anymore. I have a great scarab necklace at home that I almost switched out with this one, because sometimes I just trade up. Lindsay and I have our little things in the categories that we know we need. You're gotta have a scarab necklace. I'm a dealer. So, sometimes we'll find scarab necklaces and be like, I'm gonna sell mine and take this one. We just sort of keep upgrading our necklaces. Anyway, this almost became mine. $2,200 is not a bad price for these. They're getting really hard to find, and I'm not sure what people did to these beetles to get them to be preserved like this. I think they just don't decay, because I don't know. I think they're just hard and they last a long time. And they're gorgeous. Freaking gorgeous. There's nothing Egyptian about them. They were imported from South America. But, the color is incredible. Okay. Veronica, can we do a little cleanup? Did we sell the agate box or the penny?
The box is sold.
Okay. How about the Elizabethan penny?
Yes, that is sold.
Toaster?
Yep, toaster's gone.
Oh, man. Pearl swallow? What's left?
The Navajo fossil ring is left.
Got it.
The cufflinks.
Mm-hmm.
The sodalite egg.
Got it. And the pearl swallow?
No, that's sold.
Wow, you guys. Wowie. Okay, let's move on to this diamond snake. But also, are the bugs creepy? Kind of. Yeah. And hopefully you like that kind of thing, because that's what we're here for. This little diamond snake. Let's see if I can get you a good image. It's French, and like I said, 18 karat, because the French did not make things in low carat. 1,370. We've got a nice old cut diamond there, a little rose cut. It's about 1/10 of a carat. The snake, it's really well made. It wasn't made in a mold. It was made in the late 19th century. Okay, sold. Jesus, Lord. You guys know about Mizpah jewelry, right? Mizpah was a biblical word. Let's see if I can. It's from Genesis 31:49. And it was sort of a word that means, even though we're not near each other, I feel close to you. So closeness despite distance. I love this great sans serif font. Can you see? And the M has been worn over the years, so the first part of the M is gone. It's $850. It's 9 karat, size 11. So this is big. This could be a great men's wedding ring, or a woman's wedding ring, or whoever's wedding ring, or a commitment ring, or a I miss you ring. Size 11, but slightly resizable. Weirdest thing is See, it looks like it says Mizpah hyphen. That's not actually a hyphen. It's a little hallmark. It's a lowercase u. Can you see that? That's hard to see. The lowercase u is the date letter for 1887. So for English jewelry, they always used a letter to show you what year it was made. There are also stamps for Birmingham in there. That was the city it was made. And a hallmark for 9 carat too. Why is there a hallmark outside? Never seen that. Don't know. Sold. Okay, cool. This one is another like Mother's Day vibe, I feel like. It's a little brooch, a little pin in 9 carat. It's hollow with 2 garnets. And this knot was known as an infinity knot in the 19th century. Because imagine if you put, infinity, eternity, eternal affection, $625. The year I'd say is around 1900. It's real rosy, the gold. And it's got the original T-shaped swivel pin on the back. So imagine if you pulled both ends of this knot and it was like a string instead of a piece of gold, then the knot would just get really tight. So it's sort of, the metaphor is like, even if your distance or time or death is pulling us apart, it just makes us closer. Our bond is unbreakable and just gets stronger the more, stress that's put on the relationship. Does that make sense? Infinity knot brooch, $625. Late Victorian. Wait, are these garnets? Let me see. I didn't actually test these. Oh yeah, garnets. So cute. Probably was meant to be worn right here on like a high-necked, white collar. Earrings, French earrings. These are known as dormeuses or sleepers. They're super comfortable and they close without any kind of like sharp back. And they're pearl and turquoise wreaths, circles or halos, whatever you want to call them. They close like this and they're super snug on the ear. These would be a great like 3rd hole earring. 18 karat. And let me see. Yeah, 18 karat French. It's got these great French hallmarks, which, man, you will not be able to see those on my iPhone camera. But the hallmark for 18 karat gold in France is an eagle's head facing to the side. So it's like an eagle in profile with a long curved beak. It's just unmistakable. And the French made the best gold jewelry. I love English jewelry forever, but man, I am starting to be so into this French jewelry too. Sorry about the focusing. It's not easy. Anyway, $950, which is like kind of not that crazy of a price for 18 karat antique earrings. Actually, kind of a great price. I'm not really making very much money on those. But Georgian, I'm wearing it. This is a mourning ring. We're talking about this one. 1820, 1830, Georgian period. It's got that great 3-part forked shoulder there. And so we've got a frame of seed pearls, which stood for tears, mourning. This is definitely a mourning ring for someone who died. This swivels around so you would be able to see the details of the person that died, usually a name, a date of death, sometimes a birth date. It's been either worn so much that it's it's barely legible, or some jeweler before me tried to buff it out. And yes, there's hair under here, hair under glass. It's size 7.5, but we can resize it. I see someone just bought it. We can resize it slightly for you. And I was gonna say, Brenda, who is here, Wild Carrot Hair Work, who is like a freaking miracle worker. She just fixed a piece of Silesian iron for us, which is like unfixable. So I'm gonna just recommend that if you wanted to take the long dead person's hair out of here and replace it with hair of your own loved one, we could facilitate that for you through Wild Carrot hair Work. Or if you have a piece of mourning jewelry and you want to customize it with hair from your loved one, reach out to her. She is in Portland, Oregon, and she is good. She real good. So, okay, just that's gone. This is a red jasper and 15 karat gold heart in the style of a Georgian. This is what hearts looked like in the Georgian era. There was not really there's not really that big cleft at the top. It's almost a tear shape or a pear shape, but it's closer to the shape of an actual human heart than our emoji style heart is now. It's a great piece of rust colored jasper from the mid 19th century, $675. It's just got such great stripes. Let's see if I can you see? There's so much depth to this stone. It looks like it was pulled out of a special place. Yeah, I just tested the gold on this one because I was I'm pretty sure it's 15 karat, but it could be some kind of really great pinchbeck style plating, but we figured it out. It's 15 karat. $675. Hand cut Victorian jasper. Just sort of like a great organic material addition to your charm lineup. Someone is asking the price of the mourning ring. It was $14.50, but it's sold. I'm sorry. Oh, okay. Lover's Eye coming up. I don't know if you guys freaked out over this as much as I did. It's $1,200. Because this isn't gold, it's metal. So in the 1820s or 1830s, when this was made, there was every kind of price point of jewelry for every kind of person, and this person was not super rich, but wanted a lover's eye. So they commissioned that eye in there. Can you see it? It was probably painted in sepia, and it's under glass. And those are real, natural pearls. It's just metal. You can see the brassiness of this. You can also see there was a tiny, very, very old repair here. Looks like the pin. Okay, let me see if I can show you. The pin popped off at some point. So someone took a piece of brass wire and replaced that pin going this way. You see, with a little curl at the end. Just bent it with probably a tweezer or something. I love a homegrown repair. We all have repaired necklaces with safety pins and stuff. So we know people were doing that in the 1820s too. Yeah, the eye. Incredible, guys. I've had 2 lover's eyes, 3 including this one, in 20 years, but not recently. I mean, those things are coveted. What number was that? 629. Okay, more hair. If anyone has, again, customize these things. This padlock is 15 karat. It's hollow. It's very sweet. It's got an engraved line, almost it looks kind of like a guitar. But but this great domed glass could come out. $1,100, by the way. This does not open like a padlock. It doesn't open and close. I don't think it ever did. It's just supposed to be a symbolic lock, as in, you know, think of all the things a lock symbolizes. I don't have to tell you. This is not like a antiquated concept. We still have all kinds of lock and key jewelry today. I mean, Cartier's making it. But yeah, we can definitely customize this for you. $1,100 for a Georgian 15 karat lock. I don't even have to say anything else to sell that. That's just a stupidly good price. I think there's a line of people who are looking for this. It's a fantastic, I mean, look how scary that skull is. I find these kind of hard to date. It's made of bone. I don't know what kind of bone, probably cow bone. It's $750. It's pretty anatomically correct. And the stones are just paste glass in silver. People have been making these as memento moris, sort of reminders of your mortality for many, many for years. I think this one's from around, I'm going to safely date it at 1870. It could be 50 years older than that. Could have been 50 years newer, but I think it's probably pretty close to 1870. Okay, let's see. Ooh, damn. Okay, this is a really, I usually throw in like one really nice piece of jewelry, and this is that really nice piece of jewelry. 18 karat French, Art Nouveau, archaeological revival. Some people call these Cleopatra colors. I mean, there's a lot of swirly archaeological revival work here. Can I explain what paste is, please? Yeah, Astrid. It's $4,400. You do not see French Art Nouveau necklaces come up like this very often, okay? But you know that when I do sell these really nice, like the one really expensive thing I sell on my Instagram Live, you're kind of getting a deal for the thing. Go ahead and look online for Cleopatra collars, high carat Cleopatra collars, and you will see what I mean. This is a kind of necklace that is, man, I could think of so many places to wear this. Every freaking fancy dinner you go out to, but also just like a normal day. It's not delicate. It's pretty substantial. It's almost 19 grams of gold. It's almost 18 inches long. Art Nouveau, yeah, like 1910. Can you see? Let's talk about the work. There's a little nod to Etruscan revival here. Etruscan revival was an archaeological revival period where they predated the ancient Romans. They were an Italian group of people who were really, really, really great goldsmiths, and they did a lot of this swirly wire work. So jewelers in the 19th century were copying that once those treasures were unearthed in the late 1870s or so. It just permeated culture. Yeah, it's $4,400. It's pretty much immaculate condition. It's even got the old lobster claw, fully hallmarked French 18 karat, just delish. And I got it for really, really, really cheap. So I'm passing it on for cheap for what it is. Okay. I'm gonna let that sit here for a sec. You guys can marinate on it. Here's one of the craziest things of the night. 1860s giant Italian cornicello. Okay, so a cornicello, these things particularly came from Naples, all right? It's huge. Looks absolutely freaking insane with my dress. I'm asking $1,100. It's mother of pearl. It's from an absolutely enormous sea creature. And the top is 14 karat gold. This was almost definitely made in Naples, probably for a Grand Tour tourist or an Italian, I'm not sure. Because it's a specifically Italian thing. They're also known as a corno porta fortuna, which is a horn that brings luck. It's huge. It is like a sexy leg. I don't know if there's any the Italians love like a weird sexual jewel, but I think the closest thing that it's related back to is a horn. There were so many pieces of jewelry that were like, this is like the sign of the horns, like a bull. This is supposed to be related to the cornucopia, Zeus's cornucopia, from, ancient mythology, where he broke the horn off a goat and filled it with fruit and vegetables. That was the original cornucopia. So this is an anti-bad luck, sort of abundance, fertility, plenty, horn of plenty, let's say. And it's goddamn giant. Isn't it so strange and weird? Anyway, for a long time, Italian people have been wearing these cornicellos made of coral, bone, metal, mother of pearl. So cool, like American Civil War era thing. Sorry, I don't know where okay. Diamond horseshoe. This one's like a little bit of a no-brainer. Did someone just buy that giant leg, cornicello?
Yeah.
Okay. What else? What can I take off my desk? The padlock?
The padlock just sold.
Okay.
Cornicello, the skull, the lover's eye.
Okay. The dormeuse.
The knot brooch.
Okay. The scarab necklace. Invoice horseshoe.
That one sold. Nope, that one did not sell.
I'll leave some of them. Yeah, it's still not very much on my desk. This is a tiny but mighty diamond horseshoe with 9 rose-cut diamonds made around 1900. Can you see them? They look way glittery in my LED lights, but they're not that glittery. They just have that sort of like cool rose-cut diamond glow. It's teeny. It's only a 1/4 inch tall. I'm asking $1,100. I kind of paid a lot for it, but you know what? A diamond horseshoe that's this tiny is like, yeah, put it on an earring. Put it on your necklace, a very thin chain. It's gold and silver. I mean, isn't everything $1,100 now? Isn't like you pay $1,100 for like groceries at this point? So doesn't seem too crazy to me. Let's see, what can I say about it? You know, Lindsay and I love a horseshoe. Freaking love a horseshoe. It was all made by hand, of course, as was done in the 1900s. Oh, this is a great little pearl locket, which I think would really benefit from you putting your own hair or image in it. So it's 15 karat Victorian. We got this cool basket weave enamel, which is like half blue and half black. The back is machined. So this is when people started using machinery to mass produce like parts of jewelry and then hand make the other part of jewelry. But that was what early machined locket backs looked like, 1850 or so. And let's see, I think I remember this being a kind of a tight clasp. So let me just get my fingernail up in there. Inside, it's got a really elegant sort of like The lenses are all still there. There's some nicely braided hair in there, but you might want to get your own up in there. Let's see. And we can help you do that. Or leave that nice like chestnut hair in there. Or put a photo in there. Easy enough to do. $1,050. 15 karat Victorian locket. I mean, like, Lindsay and I once talked about just saving every single locket we find until Christmas, because that's the time, that's when people are buying the lot. They're like, locket, any locket. Got any lockets? We sell like hundreds of lockets in the 2 weeks before Christmas. So I'll tell you, if this thing makes it to Christmas, it's not going to be $1,050. It's going to be more. So claim it now. Yeah, I like this sort of checkerboard of 9 pearls too. $1,050. It is about 3/4 of an inch. It would look great alone on a chain. You guys like cut steel? Because I've never had a piece of cut steel here that didn't sell. Especially when it's like a celestial theme. It's just a pin. And it's cheap. $425. It's just, if by now you don't know about cut steel, do I even need to say it? They're just hand-cut steel gems riveted to a brass base plate. Someone cut out all these little, like, cute little rounded scalloped edges with a jewelry saw in 1820. This one has a replacement pin that was done in the late 19th century. Is that right? Yeah, kind of maybe even early 20th century. So the star could have been converted from like a headpiece or a bigger necklace or something, or maybe it was always a pin and someone just needed to repair it. And man, do these glitter in low light. $425. Oh, we gotta
take a little pause for a second. I'm just catching up on some.
She needs a second. Anyone have any questions? Or want to see what's still available? I'm gonna slow it down for my girl. Okay, so here, I'm going to show you this operculum again. My dudes. So each one of these is it's like how this giant snail expels dirt from it's like inside its shell. It opens this valve and spits out grit or impurities. And each one has it has a real like eyeball look to it, which is why people, 100 or 200 years ago called it cat's eye or Shiva's eye. I read somewhere, I have so many like old jewelry books, but the way it was described, operculum was described as unsettling to look at, which I'm like, oh man, sold. You've sold me. Give me an unsettling piece of jewelry. Okay, I'll speak slowly to let front. Oh wait, did someone want to see this? Incredible. You guys, this is, I don't think I'm doing a good enough job at selling this, so maybe I'll just wear it for a little while. Oh. Mano 1AGAS. Okay. Well, I think Veronica's trying to catch up on things.
Oh, I didn't see their comment.
Yeah, we didn't see your comment, but let's send them an invoice.
About that.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't see your name came up either.
Sometimes.
Yeah, Meta sucks. Sorry about it. Invoices do still go to DMs. What else can I show you guys? Oh yeah, someone asked me, Missed the explanation on the skull. Wondering how you dated. Okay, so did you buy the skull? We can talk about it over DM if you want, but I'll also go here. Okay, so since bone carving pretty much looks the same from like the year 2000 BC to 2020, that's almost impossible to just go from the carving. I'm not doing that. I am looking at the eyes, which are paste, basically like a type of glass rhinestone. So I know it's at least like 1820. Then I'm looking at this pin that someone put in the head, which doesn't look Georgian to me. Doesn't look very, very old. It could be 20th century. I mean, around World War I, people were doing a lot of like skull jewelry. The memento mori skull and skeletons theme in jewelry came back big time around World War I, when there was a real, it was like a big moment of death, mass death, and people really leaned on that memento mori visceral thing. There's great skull jewelry from World War II, including carved skulls. So really I'm dating it between the 1840s, the beginning of paste, to World War I. And then I just split the difference. I said 1870, circa 1870. So that's how I did that. Yeah, just wanting to learn. Yeah, totally. I mean, ask me anything like that, because I've been doing it on instinct like that for so long that it's kind of interesting for me to even explain to myself the process I'm doing. I don't know what other jewelers do. I think I try to listen to what they say, and I often ask them the same question: how are you dating that? Scan what's left to talk about. Yes, I will. I think this gold scarab beetle necklace is still available. We've got 9 completely intact bugs on 8 and 14 karat gold. Rachel, Lover's Eyes sold, I'm sorry. And yeah, $2,200, gold mounts, barrel clasp, totally wearable. It's weird. You would think these are really delicate because they're, relics. They're once living beetles, but they're not fragile at all. I mean, don't shower in them, but I've worn them, my necklace, to weddings, weddings on the beach, dancing all night. They're totally like gonna hold up better than you think, better than I always think. Yeah, and they were.
I'm caught up.
These came from that sort of like 1880s Egyptian revival period where people were super obsessed with anything Egyptian-ish. And they made their own version of what they thought ancient Egyptian jewelry might look like. Ancient Egyptians would have been like, what the fuck is that? But the Victorians were like, Egyptian revival? Because we weren't using the app. Sorry, did anyone just get kicked off or anything? Instagram paused me because I wasn't using the app, which is wrong. Okay, next up, we're like 2/3 done. These guys are so useful. This is a double-sided banded agate locket, little oval, $450 because it's metal and not gold. Can you see? Oh man, okay. So this is brass. I don't know if anyone can instantly see brass, but it was also often made by machine, so it has this sort of machined striations or patterning. Brass is super hard and can be sort of like slammed into patterns into it in heavy machinery. That gold would just be kind of like bashed too hard, but yeah, brass. 2 pieces of banded agate that sort of look like a bullseye situation. And yeah, $450. High Victorian, 1870, 1880. And there's the inside. Put in whatever you want. It's so cute.
Sold.
This is like an easy Mother's Day necklace. First of all, the chain is nice and old. I've been sort of collecting silver chains for a long time. Why, I can't say, but I just have been. And this is a love token for someone's mother. $725, which, I mean, when I started collecting love tokens, they were not anywhere in the realm of $725 retail, but times have changed. There's Queen Victoria on the back. The coin is from about 1880. $725. I mean, this is pretty much a perfect. If you haven't had your Mother's Day gift yet. And man, I could write a whole like thesis, and I would love to, about love tokens and people defacing and changing coins to make them into jewelry, because it's like, oh yeah, is it sold? Okay, let's see, get a couple of invoices out. I love token jewelry. I love coins. I don't know why or when I became such a nerd for coins. Speaking of coin nerds, is anyone going to Brimfield? It's next week. I'm going to be there on Wednesday or Thursday. If anyone is looking, if anyone's going, I love to like shop with people. I love to chit chat. Love to walk around, talk about furniture. If you see me there, please stop me. Please stop me. Yeah, Charlotte in the Marsh, please stop me, okay? I would love to like have one of those weird baked potatoes in the food court with you. Or, DM me if you're there Thursday or Friday. I will be around the jewelry tents mostly, but also I always end up buying like glassware and tableware and textiles. Chit chat. Hey, Rosie. You guys, Rosie is my best friend from kindergarten. And we've been friends ever since. Been through a lot. Yeah, we've been friends for 40 years. Chit chat. What am I doing? Selling jewelry. Here we go. Next one is a great tiger's eye. Guys, I love tiger's eye. It reminds me a little bit of operculum. What are the jewelry tents? Brimfield is weird because there's all these different almost like sections within the show. The one I think is best is called New England Motel, which is not a motel. It's just called New England Motel. There are these red barns, sort of covered barns. I think they're like agricultural show display or something, where the more expensive jewelry dealers have their booths. And they set up like, some people set up in tents out in the field or just like on a table. But yeah, I like New England Motel, and I like, there's one called Dealer's Choice. So Google when is Dealer's Choice, because these shows don't go through the whole 5-day Brimfield period. Oh yeah, anyway, Tiger's Eye is $650. It's cheapy cheap. It's 9 carat, size 7. I can resize it for you though. It's got that unsettling chatoyancy, just like a, what is the other stone that has that? This is when my words start to fail. But it's hallmarked, it's English, it's hallmarked for 1968. So this isn't Victorian. It's a Victorian revival. Right before my other favorite revival, which is like Edwardian revival of the 90s, like Jessica McClintock. Oh, Edwardian revival. I think that's coming back around. Okay, that's sold. That was an easy one. Right, Veronica? That's just something sold for $6.50.
Yeah, so
This is a cool one. This is a silver, European silver, so it's like marked 800, little less pure than sterling. But these buckle rings were almost always used to keep a more expensive ring on your finger. That was like a little too, see, if this ring was a little too big for you, you could use this as a keeper ring, they were often called. And the buckle symbolism meant, yet again, it was a symbol for eternity, infinity. The cool thing about this is that it opens, like the buckle actually opens on a hinge like this. It was probably meant for someone with arthritis to get it on over like a, your knuckles get messed up when you have arthritis. I think that's what it was for, but it's really clever and was modified so carefully, and clicks closed, and it's freaking awesome. $525. Around 1920 or so. Size 7 3/4, not resizable. Okay. Oh yeah, this thing is crazy. Look at the enamel work. I think I made a whole like Instagram reel about this, and then I was like, I can't just talk about this thing. It's just a silver charm, sterling silver charm from like 1900, about florography, $900. It's not, it's not inexpensive for a silver disc, but it's really not about the silver. It's about the enamel. And it's like so, focus, babe. It's so, there's like shading, there's ombre. Even the purple has so many different purples in it. My light's not really doing the job. But I'm not sure why it's August. There's not like a birth flower or anything. And if it was, this pansy isn't the birth flower for August. But it says thoughts underneath. And the pansy was, it sounds like the French word penser, which means to think. So giving someone a pansy in the 19th century, a flower or a jewel, meant I'm thinking about you, or think of me. Pansy, for thoughts, was first associated with remembrance or thoughts in Shakespeare, in Hamlet. Is anyone seeing my comments? CWEIG wants an invoice.
I am. She's
Yeah.
on my list.
You're on the list. We're moving through. So yes. So can you see it? They also, does anyone remember that Disney movie? Guys, you already know what I'm talking about, but my brain and words aren't working so good anymore. What was the Disney movie where the like little pansies come alive and they're sort of like little lions? Oh. Okay, $900, invoices out there. I'm gonna slow it down a little bit for Veronica, who is fighting for her life. Incur. Fantasia was it. Okay, that's good. I was trying to remember that movie so I could show it to my 3-year-old daughter, who would then completely reject it and throw a fit. She doesn't want to watch Fantasia, but I do. You know what else I've recently forced her to watch against her will, with lots of screaming and whining? Fraggle Rock. And oh my God, does she hate Fraggle Rock? She hates everything I show her that's not like Super Kitties. Oh, we're talking about August as an adjective. That makes sense. Yeah. So tell me, okay, August, respected. Is there another word? Yeah.
And it is sold.
Okay. We sold that. How about the hinged buckle ring?
That is sold.
Okay. The mother love token.
Sold.
I'm making this face because I still, after doing like 15 Instagram lives, I'm still like, wow, that's amazing. Amazing. Sells so much jewelry in 2 hours. It's just like extremely exciting and extremely intense. And like, I think some of you who I'm friends with know that like the day after an Instagram live, I have to basically like not speak for a day, and I'm like semi-catatonic and have to just weed my garden and lay around having snacks and quiet time. Just a lot of chat, you know, it's a lot of talking. And there's also a lot of preparation, and I put so many hours of prep into this. Okay, the crescent moon that you can't wait for, the time is now. Here it is. It's French. It's 18 karat. It's $1,100. It's a pretty good price. I mean, it's hollow, so it's not like we got a solid, heavy gold, but it's almost 2.5 grams. You've got 5 seed, sort of not even seed pearls, 5 pearl orbs. I don't even know how they're connected on there, but it's got it's not too like ornamented or flowery or engraved. It's just got a single crease, like a fold. It's just a super elegant fin de siècle sort of Belle Epoque moment. And $1,100 is pretty good. Lindsay and I have been talking about, okay, well, before I say, one thing to note, this was converted from a brooch, so you're going to see some like fire scale or discoloration on the back, just so you know. Also, see, there's a little tiny like hole there, black little tiny hole. Whenever you see a like puffy, hollow piece like this, there's always a hole, and Lindsay and I think it's for like a pressure release when the jeweler is building the piece, or moisture release for when this is heated up by a jeweler's torch. We're not sure, but it's definitely to regulate pressure or moisture or temperature or something like that. It's not a flaw. It's in every hollow gold piece that we see that's like this. Anyway, it's great. Does anyone remember the significance of 5 pearls? Hey Pretty 8 is saying, yeah, so it doesn't explode while soldering. That's what we thought. You know, I did take some jewelry making, like benchworking, goldsmithing classes, and I was so terribly poor at it because of my short attention span that, oh great, okay, she said, I trained as a jeweler. Yes, it's to let all that out, otherwise your solder seam will burst. It's to keep hollow forms from exploding. Okay, cool. Thanks. I knew I wasn't crazy. Okay, second piece of cut steel. Second and last piece of cut steel. $395. It's a horseshoe hairpin. Guys, I have very fine hair. Super, super fine. And these hair forks will hold like all of my hair in a chic way. So it like kind of, sometimes if you have super fine hair and you do a ponytail, it just makes it look like your head is really small. Fine haired people, you know what I'm saying. But if you do like a loose ponytail, then you have sort of like a puffy Gibson girl, like you look like you have more hair. Anyway, you'll be able to get your whole hair in there. It's on a silver hair fork, and they always had this joint going like this. I don't know why, but I think it's just so it can be more versatile, like whatever your, you know, hair situation happened to be. If it was like truly a Gibson girl thing up here, you might want to wear it like this. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, someone just bought it. It's I have one that I use every day because scrunchies are not a good look, okay? little black elastic on my arm. That had to end. Okay, we're on the last like half dozen pieces. I've got this great citrine, mid-Victorian citrine ring. It is, man, it's Victorian, but it's got a Georgian style mounting with the forked shoulders. That was a really like 1830s ring mount style, but we know this ring was made in 1889 because the hallmarks tell us so. Let's see if I can find the hallmarks. Pretty faded, but definitely there. The citrine is a great, like, it almost looks like smoky quartz. It's a darker citrine. It's not orange. It's smoky. Let's see, what would I call this? I would call it like a ginger ale colored stone. Oh, price $8.75, size 5.5. It's 9-carat rose gold Chester. Ooh, someone bought this. Who was it? Okay, anyway, nice job on this. I think you're gonna really like it. Once you get it, you'll feel how substantially, like, something about French 15-karat gold, it just feels like delicious. Delicious. Okay, so back to this. $875. It's size 6. It's resizable. The prong style, that like forked, it's just called a forked shoulder. And man, we have a Georgian ring like that. So this one, the Chalcedony neoclassical one, has a very similar forked shoulder style. See what I'm saying? Just like a split shank. That's what it's called. But this was this was retro. They were doing a retro thing here. $18.99 Chester. A solid ring. There is, let me see, is that a flaw or is that a piece of fuzz? Yeah, there's a flaw in the citrine, an internal flaw, but like, what are you gonna do? Yeah, great claim on the necklace. It's amazing. Okay, the next two are sort of, they're not a pair, and I'm selling them separately, but they are kind of a similar thing. They're just French wedding bands. One's 18-karat white gold, one's 18-karat yellow gold. $425 each. If you're looking for a wedding band, they're both size 8. I did get them together. Let me see. Yeah, size 8, but easily resizable. I mean, these are nearly impossible to date also. Probably like between 1910 and 1930, 40 maybe. Just like so easy to wear. Stacker or wedding band. This one's a little more knife edge looking, then this one's a little more flat and domed. Let me see. God, it's crazy. I can't really show you this very well, but someone's going to buy it anyway. Yeah, there we go. So I could spin them and you could sort of see there looks like there's a dent right here on the yellow one, or a ding, or a hammer mark or something. That's actually the eagle's head hallmark. The French always put their hallmarks on the outside of the band. So the white one has an eagle head. There it is. They're $425 each. God, I wish I could like show you through a loop, but it's right there on that white one. And it kind of looks just like a triangle, but it's the eagle's head. His little snout is pointing left. 18-karat French. The white gold one weighs just under a gram. You know, they're like little skinny minis, but nicer than anything you can buy new, if you ask me. $425 each. We're on our last few things. We got, okay, you guys love and know and love split rings, but have you ever seen a sterling silver split ring? Because I have not. $525. No, $595. Honestly, Georgian silver split ring. I've seen him in gold. I've seen him in 9 carat, but silver is new to me. It's, let me see, 5/8 inch in diameter. The year is about 1830, and it works just like a keychain, like a hardware store ring. What you want to do is put all of your charms on it. See, like that would look great on it. This would look really good on it.
Sold.
Yeah, I've never seen a silver one before. It's kind of incredible, and these things are so freaking useful. I have another one for sale too. I'm currently wearing it as a ring. It's 15 karat. Yes, it fits a size 5 ring size. Not like you would wear it as a ring, but you totally could. It's a 15 karat band. It's just under 3 grams, and I'm asking $650. 15 karat. Why not at that price? And it's got this great diagonal striping all the way around, almost rope-like. It's in great shape. Sold. This thing is really cool. Okay, this is one of those pieces I was talking about that's on loan. Can you say who got the silver split ring, please? I don't know. Let's talk over a DM, maybe? I'll ask that person if they feel comfortable with that. Yeah, we can start a DM situation about that. Because once it belongs to someone, it's sort of like private, I guess. I don't know. Okay, so what I would do with this snake, this incredible snake, is turn it into a pendant. I don't own this piece, but once you do, I'll help you turn it into a pendant. I would probably do a ring right at the top. So, several cool things about it. One, I'm asking $1,000. It's Swedish, and it's by this Swedish designer. Can you see the hallmark there? His name is Robert August Breeskorn. He's a Swedish designer. This was made around 1845. The enamel's kind of chippy. There's like blue and white enamel, but yeah, it's old and it's been worn. And he's got red glass gemstone eyes. And he's biting another snake. It's a snake eating a snake. The craftsmanship is great. It's all like made by hand, no molds, no machining, nothing like that. Oh, did it just get sold?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can, if you want us to convert it for you, let's talk, DM us. Or you could just keep it as a pin. It's on a great, high carat pin that's old and original to the piece. And it's got this great forked stabilizer up at the top to keep it from bending or anything. Ugh. Swedish jewelry, man. It's real nice. Silver horseshoe bangle. Oh, this is a piece I'm wearing. Guys, horseshoes are just, anyone who was a horse girl knows this already, but they're just feeling really like we all need a lucky charm this year. So this is just a mid-Victorian silver hollow bracelet, $625. Oh yeah, how does this work? Buying, not trying to buy the snake. No, the way you buy something is you comment in the box below that you want an invoice for something. So you can see people are saying invoice bangle, invoice bracelet. Whoever's first that we see will get DM'd a link you can follow to get to a checkout page and check out. And the first person who buys the thing gets the thing. There might be several invoices out at once, but it's really about who checks out first. Okay, someone bought this. Some horse girl or guy has this. Look at the great little, let me see, focus up. 7 horseshoe nails in that horseshoe. It's got to be 7, otherwise it's not lucky. And then there's that big old nail just spiking through the center. That's all rose gold details. Little rose gold balls here, and the rest is silver. Last thing in my lineup is just a super cheapy, $295 Vulcanite book. This has been kicking around my studio for a long time. And I don't know if this was part of a necklace or what, but Vulcanite, use your sniffer once you get this home. You can like rub it a little bit or get it wet. And it smells like diesel or something. It smells like kind of exhaust or fireworks. You know, fireworks have that like electric smell. This is $295, 1880. Vulcanite was a cousin of rubber, so it's vaguely related to rubber, and it was an early predecessor, named after the Roman god Vulcan, protector of the hearth. And this was probably part of a watch fob, but I just loved the book, and it was a great piece of mourning jewelry material. But once it gets to be 100, 200 years old, it goes from being black to being this fantastic, like neutral putty color. Love it. Okay, someone bought that. And let's see what's left. Shall we review?
Yes.
Did the wedding band sell?
The yellow gold did, the white gold did not.
CCPISCH, you have a chance at the white gold one. Yeah, $425, 18 karat French with the eagle's head hallmark. It's just under a gram, size 8, but resizable. We can resize it for cheap for you. Did we sell this cut steel brooch? I mean, I feel like
yes,
that's a easy peasy sell. So I'm going to give Veronica a minute. Usually people get, as we wind down, people get really excited and start asking for things at the end. We've got, I'm going to burn a little bit of rosemary. Never too much, you know? Oops, I broke my match. Anyone who's joining late to the game, burning rosemary. Rosemary is my favorite incense. Cleans up the energy. And I do feel like after doing one of these Instagram lives, it is like such a intense 2 hours for me. It's sort of like presenting your thesis or something. It's just like, I've been working so hard. Is the next live moved a week ahead? Honestly, I don't know. Veronica and I are going to discuss this tomorrow. I'm not going to be able to do a live like next week, like a week from today, because I'm going to be at Brimfield, but most likely it'll be in 2 weeks, something like that. 2 weeks or 3 weeks. It's something that has proven to be like a real time commitment for me, and I'm truly doing all of it alone, from like buying the jewelry, cleaning the jewelry, measuring it all, testing it all, organizing it, recording it all. It's just like, I also have a full-time job. It's a little bit of a side hustle, but I still have like, I would love to do it every 2 weeks, but it's proving to be like too much for me. And a year ago this week, I just was like so psyched that I was working like not a 40-hour week for the first time ever. I was like working a 30-hour week, and I was like, this is it. I made it. And now I'm definitely way up, closer to that 40, 45-hour week. Best day to go to Brimfield if we could do a weekday. Well, I'm going on Wednesday. A couple of my favorite dealers who do Brimfield are there on Wednesday and not Thursday. I'm not sure why. Wednesday, I'd say. Oh, okay. So Veronica, what do we have left here? Art Nouveau necklace is gone. Amazing.
The Jasper and Gold Heart is still available.
Surprising.
Right?
Yeah, I know. It's like not really expensive for what it is, but maybe it is. I don't know. I never know about these things. I get really excited about Jaspers and like agates. 675, 15 karat, Jasper and Gold Heart, probably 1880, 1890. Can you see? And it's that Georgian style cleftless heart, which does sort of look like a guitar pick. Someone said that. 675. Okay. Diamond horseshoe?
Sorry?
Diamond horseshoe?
Sold.
Oh. Okay.
But the pearl locket is still available.
Oh, crazy. Yeah, this is a great locket. Yeah, I'm sorry about moving all the Instagram Live dates around. You're right. You're not crazy. I did at one point post them on the events page, like many of them in advance. And I was all like, this is great. We've got a schedule set. And then last week, just life happened and we had to move one. And that means everything's a little bit up in the air. It's a great 15 karat, possibly American locket, 1050. Machined back, which actually might be from... Okay, so I've seen Georgian lockets with that kind of machined back with this like concentric circle thing. I bet they were using either older Georgian machined locket backs or a piece of machinery that was older than the front of the locket. You know, people were piecing together and using vintage machines. We still do, you know? Oh, the horseshoe sold. Okay. Navajo ring, operculum. Anything else still with us?
Yes, the Navajo ring is available.
Okay.
Operculum is sold.
Okay, so the only things that are left, the Jasper and Gold Heart, the Pearl Locket, Navajo, Sodalite, Scarab Beetle,
Beetles.
and the French White Gold band.
Yeah.
All right. So I'll go through it real quick and then I'll let you all go because it's 10 o'clock and I got to pack these guys up. This is a surprise. I'll be sending this, if no one buys this overnight, which often happens, you know, if you feel like you can't stop thinking about something and you want to, you know, DM us tonight or tomorrow. And you can buy it tomorrow. Otherwise, I'm going to be sending this to Lindsay to shoot for the website. Let's see, Jasper and Gold Heart, 15 karat. I feel like this is a little bit like medieval revival here. This is giving Kevin Costner, what was Prince of Thieves? Is it giving you Prince of Thieves?
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I'm saying. Sodalite, Fabergé, not Fabergé. This thing is a mishmash. We've got some Etruscan revival stuff, some Fabergé imitation, and then seed pearl danglers. This is like an insane Edwardian fantasy right here. Scarab necklace is $2,200. And yeah, my Navajo for the tourist trade fossil ring in a men's size, $750. Agatized coral fossil. It's freaking awesome. Sodalite. And yeah, 18 karat white gold band, size 8, French. I feel satisfied with that. I think we can wrap it up. Aww. Okay, let's do it. I'll see you guys in 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Bear with me. I got life to take care of right now. Bye guys. It was fun. This is a fun one. Take care. Keep your heads above water if possible. We're all trying. Good night. Good night, 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 night.